Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to the Dear Love Podcast. You can catch us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Listen Notes, Google Music, Podbean, all that good stuff. You already know how this go. Let's get right into it. And here we are. We're going to get right into this thing. A person that I feel, or I should say, a job that I feel is not really appreciated enough to me is bus drivers. And the only reason I say that, I remember how much the bus did for me growing up. Remember back in the day, and I'm talking way back, when you were growing up and it was that special somebody that you liked and you always didn't have somebody to take you. See, a lot of people had their moms or their dads or something drop them off at their girls' houses or at their dudes' houses and stuff like that. I ain't really have it like that. For one, I ain't really have a lot of, I'm not gonna say I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. I didn't really have a lot of people I was dealing with to probably 13-ish, somewhere around there. And yeah, I was just one that had to kind of do the bus thing, but I was so weird with it because I was more so trying to get them to catch the bus and not me. See, I mean, I didn't mind. It was a couple times I did really ride the bus and like go to the places that I needed to go to. And it was pretty cool. I guess it was an experience, but I just feel like that job is not, we don't give enough credit to it. You're responsible for so many lives, man. So many people on the bus. And I was one of them. So I definitely want to give a shout out to the bus drivers. All of them. No matter how big or small the bus is, I want to really thank y'all for getting me to and from my whole life. Now, with that being said, again, I went a couple places, but it was more so about that person coming to me. And this is before the women had phones. Remember, women used to, they'd call you, hey, I'm on the bus, I'm coming. This was before then. So the only call you got was, hey, I'm on the way over there. And it take 2 or 3 buses to get here. So you just sitting back and you playing the wait game, or you waiting to see if somebody walked down the street, or you timing the buses to see, okay, 6:45, they should be walking down. And if you don't see them, now you worried, or now you sitting back and you thinking. But it reminded me of when we always say things like, again, going back to not trusting Uber Eats and those different things, DoorDash, but imagine all of the things that was going on buses too. I mean, we've seen the movies where trains have been hijacked. And I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm just saying trains have been hijacked, buses, different things like that. So you never really know. And they say a plane is the safest way, but again, you never really know. I know a lot of people passed over the week. That's one of the things I was hoping that wouldn't happen, for New Year's. Just a lot of lives being taken. It's like we keep repeating the cycle. It's the same stuff. We got to get a grip and help each other and work together, man, because I mean, it just doesn't make sense where somebody has to lose their life any day, let alone going into the new year. Because like I said, the family have to start their year off like that. So my condolences and rest in peace to everyone that was lost over the week. Back to the buses. So again, riding the bus, I met a lot of people. Like the strangest people ride the buses. I remember one time I was sitting on a bus, and my favorite thing was in school, everybody would get on the bus, but they would all try to shoot to the back of the bus. Like, that's where everybody wanted to hang out. That was the so-called cool section. So everybody would go to the back. You would try to get a window seat so you wasn't all in the aisle and stuff like that. But then it got to a point where they started making rules like, hey, only this many people, or, these people got to be up front and stuff like that. So I remember the worst time was when you get on those buses and it's 75 people on there and it's nowhere to park. I'm sorry. It's nowhere to sit or anything. You just sitting there lost. Like, okay, what do I do now? Especially when it looks like people went grocery shopping on the damn bus. Like, I've done things too though, so I can't really knock the people who got a grocery shop on buses or and things like that. I remember I was with my girl at the time and we went and got a TV. So can you imagine getting on the bus? Now it was one bus. No, do we have to catch two? It might have been two buses we had to catch to the house. But we went on up there and we got us a TV and got right back on the bus with it. And she sat down and, you know, she kind of watched it, or, you know, like how you stand guard, you know, things like that, like I'm protecting her or something. But yeah, we got us a TV and it was 1 million people on the bus. I just get in the habit of, when I was riding the bus, is just checking my pockets and stuff, because, you know, people that stand behind you or stand in front of you. Then you get the people who sneak in the back way, and buses is like a big maze. So again, I give credit to the guys who drive the buses, because our lives are in your hands. And on top of that, you got to be a police officer too. You got to see who's sneaking on, who's sneaking off, who didn't pay, if they trying to like throw the same bus ticket back and reuse it. And then what do you do when the bus ticket is about to expire? That person gets on the bus and then it expires. Like, I wonder if that ever happened. It expires right before they swipe and it doesn't go through. Do you just let them on? A lot goes with this bus stuff. I'm tired already. I couldn't imagine. Then I think you got to get a special license to drive the bus. I think it's the CDLs that you got to get. I'm not sure, but turning them corners. Oh, then you got to know your routes, and the whole bus situation is just crazy to me. But again, a lot of people do it. That's people's transportation every day. And it's a good one. You just got to be careful, like anything, you know. But yeah, I just had to get that off my chest. I don't know why I've been thinking about buses this week. That's kind of weird, but yeah, I had to get it off of me. So there it is. Shout out to the bus drivers. Dear Love T. Shaw, I'm out of here.